It wasn't a bad movie by any means. I got to start the video off with that because I'm about to hate a little bit, you know. But it's just usually Pixar, we know what they're known for. They're emotionally heartfelt storytelling, with a message that even toddlers could comprehend. We all understood every message from every Pixar movie that we've watched. They're really good at doing that, and I think they're unmatched in the animation field when it comes to its storytelling. But with Cars 2, something felt off, right? It didn't stick as well as, the original Cars movie. And yes, financially it did really well, but there's a reason why Cars 3 went back to the original format, right? And I'm going to break down why, in my opinion. I mean, when you look at Cars 1, right, it's a charming small town story about Lightning McQueen learning about humility, friendship, and just slowing down to enjoy life, which is ironic because he's a race car that wants to go fast, right? But then in Cars 2, it just turns into a full blown out thriller, man. I'm talking explosions, secret agents, international infiltration, kidnap. Oh man, I could just keep going, right? And it's such a huge shift from, Radiator Springs and the life lessons that taught us. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying the shift is so dramatic. It makes a disconnect between the original Cars fans and the fan base of this movie or this movie. And I just don't understand why they went this direction. Well, I know why, but we'll get into that later. It's whack. In Cars, Lightning McQueen was the protagonist. Lightning McQueen was the focus, and his growth as a character drove the entire film. You see what I did there? Drove, cause they're cars and they drive. I cracked myself up. But in Cars 2, Mater was the protagonist. Mater was the focus, right? And Mater was as funny and as lovable as he was in the original Cars movie. That's it though. And that's the problem, right? When you make a character like Mater the protagonist in your movie, it completely got rid of the weight and emotional baggage that usually comes with being a Pixar protagonist. I didn't feel any weight from Mater. I didn't feel any type of emotion from Mater, actually. It felt like he was having fun the whole damn time as a spy in a spy thriller movie known as Cars 2. That don't even this like it just sounds random. It just sounds random when it comes out of my mouth. The emotional weight of a Pixar film didn't exist on Mater, right? And he's a tow truck, but he didn't have to carry that load at all, surprisingly, right? And I think that took a lot from the movie. That took a lot from the movie because are we supposed to care about Mater or what he has going on? Or are we just supposed to just ride along? Okay, okay. I'm done. And of course, like with every Pixar movie, it looked great. The new car designs that we saw were so cool. Francesco, bro, amazing, bro. One of my favorites, just based off of his design, right? Seeing all the spy cars and different. The movie looked great, right? But Pixar isn't only known for their beautiful art and amazing visuals, right? They're known for their heart and their storytelling, right? When you think of a Pixar movie, you think of Toy Story, Up, The Incredibles, Wally, Inside Out, right? Even Cars 1 had an emotional backbone with Doug Hudson's story, right? What does Cars 2 have? It's loud, flashy, all over the place. It's random, which is great to see in the moment, right? It's great to see, but there's nothing that grasps us emotionally. There's nothing to latch onto during the movie at all to really hit us right in the feels, right? Nothing in the movie hits me right in the feels. Nothing. But Derek, Incredibles 2 was all over the place. But Derek, Toy Story 4 was all over the place. In Incredibles 2, Bob had to come to terms with the idea that he is the family man, right? Which follows, right? Because in Incredibles 1, he literally couldn't fathom the idea of his life without being a superhero, right? He struggled with that idea. So in Incredibles 2, him accepting having no choice but to accept his role as the family guy at his lowest. I mean, that still follows Pixar's core values, right? Could the movie have been better? Yes. But the core value of Pixar, which is pushing a story with the character's emotional growth, was at work. In Toy Story 4, Woody's journey literally showed him that a toy's enjoyment and only purpose isn't based on being tied down to one child or one individual to make them happy for the rest of their life, right? You can also find enjoyment in new experiences and new environments and not having to stick to the role that is put on you, right? AKA toys being society, right? Could the movie have been better? Yes, extremely better. Toy Story 4 could have been extremely better. But guess what? Pixar's core values were still at work. They were still at work, using a character's growth to push the story forward. What did Cars 2 give us? Nothing. Nothing. If I'm remembering right, Mater couldn't come to terms with the idea of just being Lightning McQueen's best friend. He wanted more. So I'm assuming, based on the movie, the meaning is to embrace who you are, you know, and who you are is what makes you unique and not to be ashamed of it. I'm gonna assume that's what it is. I'm gonna look that up. I don't know why I did this before the video. I'm gonna look that up right now, bro. Like I literally hit it on the mark, emphasizing the importance of staying true to yourself and embracing your unique identity while also promoting environmental consciousness. Oh yeah, I guess there was that promoting fossil fuels and cleaner energy. That was lost. That was lost in all that randomness. There is no way any kid thought that. There's just no way. But I mean, it was there. It was small elements. If that was the emphasis of the movie, which it kind of wasn't, like the movie was just so all over the place, you couldn't tell. But you know, that wasn't what drove the story. So again, none of Pixar's core values were at work here. And it really didn't help because Mater's whole thing is being dumb, funny, and clumsy, and that's not going to get you out of situations of secret agents and almost dying, right? It did in the movie. It just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense on purpose for the purpose of the movie to just keep going. You know, when something plot when something happens, just so the story can keep going. That's literally what that was, and that rarely happens in Pixar until this movie. So this movie, and I know some people like the movie more just because it's more enjoyable. It made them laugh more. I'm just not one of those people personally. So at the end of the day, Cars 2 didn't fail because it was a bad movie. It failed because it wasn't the right movie for this franchise. You know, it traded heartfelt and emotional storytelling for spies and explosions, sidelined one of its strongest characters in McQueen, and lost the emotional spark that we're used to from the Pixar movies or from what the original Cars gave us, right? Let me know any other movies or series I should talk about, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on this video. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, please let me know. You know, I love interacting with everybody. And leave your comments below, man. Like, subscribe, and until the next video, guys.